After 8 years of trading prop firms, close to 1,000 individual payouts and $2.5 million taken from the markets, I can tell you with absolute certainty that almost everything you have been told about becoming a profitable trader is wrong. Not because the people telling you are lying, because most of them have not done what they are teaching. They are repeating what they just have heard. They are guessing at the path because they have not actually walked it. I did walk it. I did it alone. No mentors, no communities, no paid courses. I sat in front of charts for years until I figured out what actually works. And what actually works is almost nothing like what gets sold to beginners online. This video is the real path to becoming a profitable trader. The one I would teach my own students if they came to me on day one. The one nobody told me when I was starting because nobody actually knew it. I'm going to walk you through 5 things. The biggest lies you have been sold. What actually matters versus what does not. The real timeline you should expect. The shift that finally separates the traders who make it from the ones who quit. And what to focus on if you are starting from where I started. This is not a get rich quick video. If you came here for a shortcut, just close this one. There is no shortcut, but there is a real path, and almost nobody is teaching it correctly. I'm going to teach it correctly in this video. Let me show you how this actually works. Section 1. The lies that are keeping you stuck. Before I tell you what works, I need to tell you what does not. Because most traders fail not because they cannot do this. They fail because they spend years chasing things that were never going to get them there. Lie number 1. A better strategy will fix everything. This is the biggest one. Almost every struggling trader I have ever talked to believes their problem is the strategy. So they switch it. They try smart money concepts, then they try supply and demand, they try order blocks, fair value gaps, Wyckoff, whatever. Every new thing on YouTube. And nothing really works. Here's the truth from someone who has actually done this. The strategy was never the problem. Any reasonable strategy makes money if you execute it consistently for long enough. The variable right here is not the strategy. The variable is whether you stay on it. I will say more about this in just a minute. Lie number 2. You need more trades, more setups, more screen time. This is wrong. Profitable trading is about taking fewer trades that you actually understand, not more trades hoping one of them works. Most days the right answer is no trade. Most weeks the best move is to just wait. The traders who take 10 trades a day are bleeding money. The traders who take 2 trades a week are building real wealth. Lie number 3. You can make a full income from this in months. But you cannot. I am being direct with you because nobody else will. The real time frame from where you are starting now to consistent profitable income is probably years, and not months, but years. Anyone telling you faster is either lucky, lying, or just selling you something. The traders who make it accept this timeline early. The ones who quit are the ones who could not handle that it takes years. These 3 lies right here waste more careers than any bad strategy ever has. If you stop believing them today, you have already saved yourself years of frustration. Section 2. The 2 phases of becoming profitable. Most people teach this as a single journey, but it is not. Becoming a profitable trader is actually 2 completely separate phases, and most traders never realize this. They get stuck because they are trying to do phase 2 before they even finish phase 1. Phase 1 is technical. This is where you learn to read charts. You learn what direction is, you learn what levels matter. You learn how price actually moves. And this takes time. There is no skipping it. Most beginners spend their first 6 months to a year right at this point. Phase 2 is mental. This is where things really get interesting. Phase 2 is where most traders fail. Not because they did not learn the technical side, because they never built the mind to actually use what they learned. Here's what happens. A trader finishes phase 1. They know how to read a chart. They can identify good setups. On paper, they are ready. Then they put real money on the line and something completely different happens. They take setups that are not as clean as they should be. They size up after a win. They size down after a loss. They close trades too early because they are scared. They hold losers too long because they cannot accept being wrong. None of this is a strategy problem. This is the mental side of trading, and it is where the real work is. For me, fixing my mind was the breakthrough. I had the technical skills for years before I was profitable. What changed everything was when I started treating my own mind as something to train, not just my chart reading. My emotional responses, my discipline, my ability to sit through losing days without doing something stupid. That work is what most traders never do, and it is what separates the ones who eventually make money from the ones who quit. If you are in year 1 or 2 and you have learned the technical side but you keep blowing accounts, your problem is not technical. Your problem is mental. Stop looking for a better strategy. Start looking at yourself. Section 3. Why I had to develop my own approach. I want to tell you something I do not see anyone else saying. I did not have mentors. I did not pay for courses that worked. I did not join communities that helped. I tried all of those things early on. I bought some courses that were garbage. I watched mentors who could not actually trade. I joined some groups where everyone was as lost as I was. What finally worked was sitting in front of the charts every single day and developing my own understanding of how the markets move. Not someone else's framework, but mine, built from real screen time, real losses, real wins, and real data. This is the part that most YouTubers will not tell you because they want to sell you their framework. I'm telling you because I'm past needing to sell anything to you. You need to develop your own approach. You cannot just copy what someone else does, because their framework was built around how they see the market, their patience level, their risk tolerance, their personality. None of that is yours. You can learn from people who have done it. You absolutely should. But the goal is not to become a copy of your mentor. The goal is to use what you learn from them to develop your own understanding, to trust your own reads, to build your own conviction. I know this is harder than what most other YouTube channels tell you. Most channels tell you that if you just follow their 5 rules, you'll be profitable. But that is not how it really works. You will be profitable when you actually understand what you are doing and why. When you can defend every single one of your decisions because you have done the work yourself. The traders I respect most in this space all developed their own approach over years. None of them are copies of someone else, and that is why they last. The copy traders all quit eventually because when their mentor disappears or the strategy stops working, they have absolutely nothing of their own to fall back on. Build your own. It takes longer, it is harder, it is also the only thing that actually lasts. Section 4. The actual shift that makes you profitable. Now I want to tell you the specific thing that turned everything around for me, because this is what nobody talks about and it is the most important part of this whole video. The shift was not finding a better strategy. It was not learning a new technical concept. It was not finding the right mentor. The shift was deciding to slow down and take fewer trades. This sounds simple, but it is not. For years I was a trader who needed action. I needed to be in front of the charts, I needed to be in a position at all times. I needed to feel like I was doing something. And every time I felt that need, I was taking trades that did not deserve to be taken. I was forcing setups, I was bending my rules to convince myself that a medium opportunity was a good one. The day my trading actually changed was the day I accepted that doing nothing was actually a valid trade. That sitting on my hands when the market was not giving me anything was the work. Not the entry, but the patience, the discipline to wait. That was the actual skill. Most days now I take 0 to maybe 2 trades and that is it. There are weeks where I take 3 trades in total. And I'm pulling consistent payouts from prop firms because the trades I do take are clean. There are setups that I have seen hundreds of times at this point. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I wait for it, when it shows up, I execute it. When it does not show up, then I do nothing. The traders who never become profitable are the ones who cannot just sit still. They feel like every day they are not in a trade is a day they are wasting. So they take trades they should not take and they bleed their accounts slowly over months. If you take one single thing from this video, just take this. The most profitable thing you will ever learn in trading is how to do nothing. How to wait. How to let setups come to you instead of chasing them. Just slow down. Take fewer trades, better trades. Your account will thank you within months and not years. This single shift right here is what separates the eventual professional trader from the eternal beginner. Section 5. The realistic timeline and how to actually handle it. I want to close with the part that most YouTube channels will not say out loud. The honest timeline of trading. If you are starting from absolutely zero today, here's what you can expect. Year 1 is probably learning the technical side. You are going to lose money, you are going to blow challenges, you are going to feel like you are not getting anywhere. And this is normal. Every successful trader I know has had this year. Year 2 is the mental work. This is where you stop blaming the strategy and start fixing yourself. You take fewer trades, you journal honestly, you start to see your own patterns. Most traders quit in year 2 because the technical skills are there, but the results still are not. The ones who push through are the ones who actually make it. Year 3 is where things start clicking. You have your own approach. You know your edge. You can take a losing week without panicking. You start hitting your first real payouts. This is when most successful traders look back and realize that years 1 and 2 were the foundation that made year 3 possible. Year 4 and beyond is where this becomes an actual income, not a side hustle that occasionally pays you. A real income stream you can build a life around. I know that is not what you want to hear. You want to hear that you can make this work in 6 months. And some people do. But do not plan your life around this. Give yourself a bigger timeline, and if you succeed to make it within, a year, then that's great. Set low expectations and beat them. Here's how to handle this timeline. Stop measuring yourself in weeks, right? Start measuring yourself in years. A bad week is just a week. A bad month is a month. I've had bad months. A bad year is just a year. None of them define you. What defines you is whether you are still in the seat 3 years from now executing your same process. The traders who make it are not the most talented. They are not the smartest. They are the ones who refuse to quit during the years where it did not look like it was working. That patience is the actual skill. Everything else is just learning. Give yourself the years. Trust the process. The payouts come to the people who stay long enough to deserve them. That is the truth about becoming a profitable trader. So let me bring everything together. The lies that are keeping you stuck. A better strategy will not fix you. More trades will not fix you. You will not be making a full income in 6 months. Let go of these 3 and you have already saved years. The 2 phases. Phase 1 is technical. Phase 2 is mental. You cannot skip phase 2 by getting better at phase 1. The mental work is the actual work most traders never do. Develop your own approach, not someone else's. The traders who last all built their own understanding over years. Copy traders will quit eventually, but original traders will survive. Just be the second one. The shift that actually matters is slowing down. Take fewer trades, learn to do nothing on the wrong days. The patience to wait is the most valuable skill in this business. Now, the realistic timeline, years and not months. Stop measuring yourself in weeks. Trust the process. The payouts come to the people who stay long enough to earn them. I started where you are, a few $100s, no mentors, no community, no shortcuts. But 8 years later, I have, over $2.5 million in payouts and almost 1,000 individual ones. Everything was built entirely by sitting at the charts and doing the work that nobody wants to do. The path is real. The work is real. The timeline is longer than you want it to be. But everyone who has made it walked exactly the same path. The only question is whether you will walk it or not. That is how you actually become a profitable trader. Not what other people are telling you, but the real version from someone who has actually done it. If you want me to walk you through this personally, I do run a mentorship program called the Profit Blueprint. I do not work with everyone, but if you are serious about doing this properly and you are tired of wasting years on the wrong path, just apply through the link in the description box. And when you are ready to start taking real payouts, I recommend Hola Prime. They have the fastest payouts in the industry with a 0 payout denial policy. You can also find the link in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys for 50,000 subscribers. I'll see you in the next one.